Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Aero Nicely News. I'm your host, Lenny Hernandez. Today is January 22nd, 2021, and we are having a great day, and we hope that you are too, because today we are premiering our bi-weekly minisodes where we focus primarily on the future. Ooh. That means we will be looking at new communities that are under construction or are opening very soon. All of this so you can have a good idea of the exciting new locations Aero is going and the wonderful new faces that are joining our team. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get to one of those new faces. Say hello to Adam Brietzke, the new Senior Living Director for the Westbury Senior Living, currently under construction in Columbia, Missouri. Now, Adam is a new face of Aero, but him and I are actually old classmates and friends, and so it was especially nice for us to sit down and catch up and talk all about his new role with Aero. Take a look.
Well, hello, Adam Brietzke.
Hey.
Spell that for me. Brietzke.
Oh, you did such a good job reading off the screen.
Yes, I did. Adam Brietzke and I, not really surprisingly, we went to college together at Missouri State University.
Yeah, we're old chums.
Well, Adam, thank you very much for joining us today on this new episode. They are minisodes. We're talking all about Westbury, the new community there in Columbia, Missouri, which is where you live now. Well, you've been living there for a while. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I actually lived here. It's kind of a long story. I lived here for about 2 years. I finished up high school here when my parents moved down here to Columbia. And then I left. We went to college at Missouri State and then graduated from there, traveled around a little bit, spent some time in Los Angeles, spent some time in Louisiana. And then I came back to Columbia in 2016.
And what did you do your first few years there before you got with Aero?
Yeah, so before I was with Aero, I was working with a nonprofit company called the Institute for People, Place, and Possibility. It's IP3 for short, because it's a mouthful. But what we did is we worked with hospitals that were doing community health needs assessments, and we would do a lot of data analytics and a lot of engagement with communities all around the United States.
How did you kind of get into working with seniors?
Yeah, so one of the things I do in my free time is I work at a theater. I manage a theater here in Columbia called Talking Horse Productions, and the standard audience members that we have there tend to be a little bit older. So I've always been around quite a few seniors. And then the way I got involved with Aero is a good buddy of ours, Cassie, reached out to me when the property started going up here in Columbia, and she said, "Hey, we could use somebody like you." So I chatted a little bit with her, met some of the people on the team, and just fell in love with the process and what we do and what we're able to provide for seniors.
How far along, because now you're at the community at Westbury, how has that been? Like the being around the construction, the new construction? What can we look forward to?
Yeah, every day has been a bit of an adventure. We are in an information center that's just on the property. It's a trailer set aside the construction. So we get to watch the process happen every day. I mean, I was here before we had a roof on the building, and now we've got a roof, we've got windows, they're putting up the walls now. It's kind of amazing to watch because you just really don't get a feel for how fast these things happen.
What do you expect to happen when it opens?
Well, I'm so excited for this area to open because, first of all, we are in a completely new area of Columbia. The area that we're in is going to be known as Westbury Village. And we are one of the first buildings to go up in this village. But what's going to happen is that we're going to have shops, services, restaurants, all sorts of new things going up around this area in Columbia. And of course, we'll also have tons of walking paths, well-lit areas. It's going to be a great place to walk around, walk your pets. We're super excited to get the doors open here and to watch everything build around us.
And what kind of services and amenities will Westbury offer?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that my favorite thing about the Westbury and what sets it apart from a lot of the senior living in Columbia is first and foremost the restaurant dining. So being able to open at 7 a.m. and be open till 7 p.m., folks can come down and order just like they're going to their favorite restaurant. They order off the menu, it's prepared then and there for them. And of course, the food is absolutely excellent.
What is your favorite part about the job?
Getting to know brand new people every day. I take a lot of pride in the work that we do here because for my grandparents on my dad's side, they moved into senior living in the last years of their life. And before they were living there, they were really pretty holed up. They kept to themselves. They weren't getting out. And you could just see that they felt tired all the time, especially my grandmother, who just really hated cooking and refused to buy a microwave. They moved into senior living, and I swear to you, they got years of their life back. They found tons of friends. They had all sorts of activities. Even my grandfather was playing Wii bowling, which was, kind of a sight in itself to see. Uh, but it really meant a lot to me because the folks that took care of them really got to know them and learn all about them and learn all their stories. And I remember thinking to myself at the time, like, my goodness, there's so much about my grandparents that I didn't know that these people that are around them now every day are teaching me about my own grandparents. And I thought, well, I can do better. I could provide this same thing. And so for me, getting to meet some of our seniors and some of our potential residents and bring them into the building when we open, that's really exciting because it's sort of like getting to know your family again after all these years.
What is something that you are looking forward to doing once the pandemic has subsided a bit?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, there's so much that I'm looking forward to after the pandemic is over and done with. But one thing that I'm really excited about, and this really goes out to folks that aren't familiar with Columbia. Columbia has so many activities and festivals that happen here. I mean, from the True False Film Festival that happens generally in March. We've got the Unbound Book Festival that happens in April. And then we've got the Roots and Blues Music Festival that happens generally the first week of October. During the pandemic, all those things had to kind of stop. But hopefully later this year, a lot of that stuff is going to come back. And I'm really excited to be working with the Westbury to get seniors to some of these great activities where they can participate in these big festivals and crowds and be part of the whole liberal arts scene that's here in Columbia.
And the liberal arts is kind of your background as well.
Yeah.
I know that because we went to school together in liberal arts.
Majored in acting, of all things.
Exactly.
But we're not acting now. I want to make that clear. We're very serious.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is no act. This is real.
This is who we are.
This is real. Speaking of things that we did together, I had sent you a picture yesterday of...
Oh my gosh, I had so much hair.
You and I took a stage combat intensive in Toronto one of the summers in college. And there's about a group of 8 of us or so. Are you looking forward to teaching some stage combat to some seniors?
Oh my gosh, of course. I mean, I think every senior needs to learn how to drop an elbow, right? They've got to be able to defend themselves. But in addition to the stage combat, which, you mentioned I teach with the theater that I work with, I've also got improv groups and cabarets and music guests. We're going to have so much entertainment that's going to be able to come through the building, and I cannot wait to get that started.
Will you be hosting some kind of elaborate theatrical event?
I mean, the future is uncertain, but I would say it's pretty likely.
Excellent. Adam Brietzke, is there anything else that you would like to share with our Nicely News audience?
No, I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks for having me on, Lenny. I'm a huge fan of the show.
Yeah! We like having fans here. at Nicely News. Adam, seriously, good to see you. And thank you very much for sitting here and chatting with us and telling us all the things that we can look forward to about the Westbury. I can't wait. When does it officially open? Is there a date? What is that date? And what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we're shooting for the fall of this year. We don't have a specific date planned. Obviously with the ongoing pandemic, things can move either forward or backward. So we're kind of playing it a little loose right now, but the aim is to open in the fall.
Fall of 2021.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast. That's going to be difficult. No, exactly. Man, Adam, it was good to see you, man.
You too.
And thanks for catching up with us.
We will
see you very soon again. Wave to everybody.
Bye.
And that'll do it for another episode of Arrow Nicely News. A huge shout out and thank you to Adam Brietzke for sitting down and chatting with us. And we will definitely be checking in with you as we get a little bit closer to the Westbury opening and completion of that community. But well before that, we have another great episode for you coming out next week of Arrow Nicely News, where we will be showcasing the incredible, exciting, fun, adventurous stories from across Arrow Senior Living communities. So don't you miss out. For Arrow Nicely News, I'm Lenny Hernandez. Have a good night.